So we're getting into it right now. I'm gonna start off with Mo with this one. Now we're gonna talk about Sean Payton, and it looks like his decision to step down. Mo, what are your thoughts on that? Your thoughts on Sean Payton?
Um, Strong legacy. But there 15, 16 years, what he brought there, winning culture, what was there when he got there, and what he's endured there since he's been there has been just remarkable. I don't know how many head coaches could really withstand that. How many head coaches currently or even in the last 10, 15 years could take over that type of situation and do the things he's done. Winning a Super Bowl, perennial contender every year in the NFC, definitely a division contender every year. He's been there. I mean, at least over the last 9+ years, 10+ years, contender in that division, contender in the NFC. I think it wore down on him. I think the wear and tear of all this, it wears down on him. And I think he felt like, let me step away. I think also he's seen the big picture. I think he saw the wear and tear of this season, and then you see the NFC getting better, and you see what you're going through now, salary cap, bad quarterback situation, and you're seeing this, and you're like, man, let me step away. Let me just step away right quick, evaluate. I feel like nobody can blame him for that. He's given everything you could ask him to give that city, to that, to that organization, to that team. So nobody can fault him for that. He said, let me step back. My truly thoughts about this is a year off, and then he'll be coaching the Dallas Cowboys. That's my feeling there. I think he's going to take a year off, and I think they're going to let McCarthy finish one more year, and McCarthy's not going to win, and they're going to hire him as the head coach next year. They're not going to get rid of McCarthy now and make him the head coach, but I feel like Sean Payton be the head coach of Dallas Cowboys after next season.
All right, Craig, thoughts on Sean Payton stepping down?
Glad he's gone. But
I ain't even mad at him.
Get him out of here. But yeah, he's been killing the Panthers for years, so I'm glad he's finally gone. But like before he got there, from 1967 to 2005, the team had a 40% winning percentage, or a point, whatever. They had 5 10-win seasons and 1 playoff win and no Super Bowls. But when he got there, took over the team in 2006. The team had a 62% winning percentage, 9 10-win seasons, 9 playoff wins, and a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So clearly he made a big splash and a statement with that, with him coming in and taking over that team. Obviously, Drew Brees he played a big part in that, but still, he basically revamped a franchise that was known to be just trash for the longest period of time. Took over the team, and they, now as everybody's pumped up about the Saints, and they got all this rah-rah going on and things like that. So he took over a team that was basically a franchise that was basically going nowhere, and made him into something. So hats off to him for doing that. That's the only thing he wants to come back and be part of a rebuild. I think the fact that they're in the situation that they're in with the cap, they have the worst cap situation in the NFL.
Yes.
And they had the whole situation with the quarterbacks. I think, Jameis, when he was playing, he was 5-2 as a starter before he got hurt. But obviously Jameis is nobody in that roster is any Drew Brees. And you look at the wide receivers, they're just no names. Michael Thomas has been out for like 2 years. Like, who knows what he's going to do? Pretty much just Alvin Kamara on the offensive side. So, I mean, and then, like I said, the whole rebuild thing, he just doesn't want to be a part of that. But even though I thought last year or this past season was one of his best coaching jobs, they won 9 games and lost 8. You told me with all these injuries and people not playing and Taysom Hill, I would have thought way under 9-8 wins, or a 9-8 record. But they finished 9-8. They almost made the playoffs. But yeah, I just think he just sees the writing on the wall and sees that this team is going nowhere for next year. And I do agree with Mo. I definitely think he's probably going to be the coach of the Cowboys next season, especially if McCarthy doesn't get it done. But even if, so I just think that they know that Sean Payton is one of the best coaches out there, and he's not closing the door on coaching again. So I definitely see him going to the Cowboys.
All right. Corey, Sean Payton.
Yeah, I think Will Craig kind of hit it on the head. It's the rebuild. Like Sean Payton's been there 15 years. The organization is in a really, really tough spot this year because they went all in on the end of Breeze. They're, people keep talking about not understanding, how the Saints were able to pull off the stuff salary cap wise. It's like, well, eventually that bill comes due.
Yep.
And the fact that I believe, according to Spot Rack right now, they're looking at being 70 million over the cap this offseason after I think it was a similar number last year.
Yeah.
That number's coming due. So I feel like it's not like they kind of covered it. The one thing I will add though is I think what Sean Payton does this year will dictate his coaching future. Because the rumor is that Fox is interested in bringing Sean Payton into the announcing booth to replace Troy Aikman if Aikman leaves Fox to go to Amazon.
Yep.
I don't see Fox bringing on Sean Payton as a 1-year option. If they're going to pay him, they're going to pay him to come in and potentially be a permanent replacement, or at least a long-term replacement for Troy Aikman.
Mm-hmm.
So if Sean Payton sits out the year and doesn't go into the booth, doesn't really do anything, but just, maybe does some like TV appearances or something, I think it's a really good indication that he's eyeing for that Cowboys job once Mike McCarthy is eventually fired. If he takes the job and goes into the booth with for Fox or for ESPN or whoever would go for him, but especially for Fox to go and be, the commentator on their A team, I don't know that they would bring him on knowing that he's just going to jump ship. I think that's a sign that he's going to be committed to the announcing job for at least a few years. So.
Yeah. So first, this was surprising, but not. I mean, he's such a phenomenal coach, right? Craig's right. If you tell me that they would be in a playoff hunt, they'll shut out Tom Brady. They were Tom Brady's kryptonite, man. So, I mean, and that's shout out to Dennis Allen, but Sean Payton, pretty good head coach. Man, he changed that organization around so much. Everybody remember they used to be called the Aints, right? You get Drew Brees with a messed up shoulder, and you get Sean, you take a chance on Sean Payton coming from Bill Parcells, and they changed the whole franchise around. And I think Sean Payton is tired, man. I think he's like, look, a head coaching job it wears down on the individual a lot. So I think he's tired. There's no Drew Brees. That was his man. There's no Michael Thomas. He's been away from the team. People are hurt. They're over the cap. He's like, I'm out. I think he might do some TV spots. I don't know if he signs a 3 or 4 year deal for TV. I don't know. Dallas. Okay, so here's the thing about Dallas. If Sean Payton goes to Dallas, he's going to have total control. Is Jerry willing to? Now, they're saying in 2019, Jerry was. Because what I've heard from Peter Schrager is Sean Payton would be able to tell you what everybody's job is, each matchup, for the whole 53 roster. That's how thorough he is. Like, you need to be doing this, this, this. You need to be this. And he's really close to Mickey Loomis. Like, they do the cap and, they make the draft. But Sean Payton definitely has his hands and decisions in on the personnel. I wouldn't call him a personnel guy. Don't know if he has much impact he has on the draft. But he definitely has impact. Well, I think he brought Taysom Hill there, so I don't know. Jerry has to give up power. I don't know if he does, because to be honest, the Cowboys draft well. They do, and I don't think that's Jerry. I think that's his son. But they draft well. I have to give them their props. They do. Michael Parsons. Trayvon Diggs, Tony Pollard, Michael Gallup was a draft, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, it goes on and on. Zeke is wearing down now, but he gave you a good 4 years apex running back. Right? Dak. They draft well.
Yeah.
Martin, like that's what they do. So if he decides to go to Dallas, which him and Jerry are friends, let's see if Jerry's willing to give up that control. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if he takes a year off and goes back into coaching. But I'm gonna tell you this: it's gonna be a place with a quarterback that he's on tune with, and I'm not gonna necessarily say a veteran like Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers, because sometimes they are not stuck. Well, maybe Russ, but sometimes they're stuck in their ways, and I feel like Sean Payton's gonna need a quarterback that's on the same page. So, all right, guys.
Real quick, I think
Go ahead.
one thing to keep in mind with Sean Payton to Dallas, though,
Yeah.
is that with Sean Payton retiring, he will still be under contract with the Saints.
Oh,
So if
might be
another
a
team wants
trade?
him, they are going to have to trade for Sean Payton.
Jeez. Which means they're gonna
Probably.
ask for the buck. You gotta give up some
I think it would
draft
probably
capital.
start with the Bucks trade for Gruden.
Two first. Was it 2 first for Gruden?
I believe so.
Yeah. Probably 2 first, maybe 3, maybe some cash. Yeah.
Yep.
That's why the owner's not tripping, because they're gonna get something back.
Yeah.
So if he leaves away from a year, he's still under contract
Yep.
because he retired. Wow. That's why they're like, okay. And plus, the guy gives you 16 years in a Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, can't fault him.
You can't fault him, man. All right, do your thing. So, all right, guys. You know what time it is. There it is. Our favorite time of the evening. Who you got? Now, this is crazy. It's only 2 games. We're here. It's a championship.
Who you got?
Who you got? All right. We're going to start off with Craig, man. We'll do 49ers and Rams. Craig, who you got?
Okay. Well, on the offensive side, I'm taking the Rams. Excuse me. I think they have the better quarterback. Cooper Kupp to me can match Deebo Samuel in the passing game. Deebo Samuel does make up for it with his running ability, so he can run the ball out of the backfield. They've been using him that way a lot. Excuse me. But yeah, just the quarterback position to me, Matt Stafford, at least in the playoffs, has stepped up. Jimmy Garoppolo, like Mo said earlier, has not thrown a touchdown pass. So I can't really trust him, and I don't really believe in him. I have never been a fan of his. And Matt Stafford looks to be the opposite. Like, he has better wide receivers to throw the ball to. His running backs are solid. And the offense just looks better. They're putting up points. And so I'm just taking the Rams offense. On a defensive side, though, I'm going with the 49ers. Mainly because the 2 high-powered offenses are 2 of the best offenses in the league. They gave up 17 and 10. So, I mean, when you kind of put that into perspective, like, you're only giving up about 13 points a game. Now the Rams did have to play a better offense in Tampa, and they also pretty much just did what they had to do to give that game away and put more points on the board against the defense. But just the way that the 49ers are just, their defense is just playing crazy. Aaron Rodgers was held to no touchdowns, and I think he had a pick. And then you had Dak Prescott.
I don't know if he had a pick.
Oh, well, he didn't play well, basically.
No,
and then Dak Prescott, he did have a pick, and he didn't play well either. So you got to give credit where credit is due there. Coaching wise, though, this is tough, man, because Sean McVay's done a great job, and so is Shanahan. Like, I know we discussed this last week and weeks prior, but I thought Shanahan was on a hot seat for the longest time, and he's, like I said, he shut me up last week, and he's shut me up again. but I thought they were going to lose. So I just think that kind of hard to do a pick somebody here. I don't want to do a push. I'm gonna go Sean McVay. I gotta go Sean McVay.
Okay.
I gotta go. Yeah, his defense isn't playing bad. They're playing solid. If they didn't give up all them turnovers, the Bucks wouldn't even have been in that game. And their defense was playing amazing up until that point.
Yeah.
But their offense looks better. So I have to give it to him. And man, and I think to me this is just like the Bucks and the Saints from last year, where the Saints beat the Bucks in the regular season twice, and then they played in the playoffs, and they didn't beat them a third time. I think it's going to be the same thing, where the 49ers have beaten them both games this year, and I think somebody wrote it. They beat them 6 times in a row. But just going off that season,
that was me.
They beat them twice, but I don't think they're going to beat them a third time. So I'm going 24-21 Rams.
All right, Corey, 49ers versus Rams. Who you got?
Offensively, I'm going to go with the Rams. I love what the Rams are doing on that side of the ball. I love what the team did going out and getting Stafford. They looked at their team and admitted that even though they put a ton of resources into Jared Goff between all the picks they traded to bring him in and the extension that they had just given him, that they were honest with themselves and realized he wasn't capable of taking them where they needed to go. So they went all in and got Matthew Stafford. And he's an easy guy to root for. And I mean, did you guys know that he's friends with Clayton Kershaw? Because you better get used to hearing that over the next 2 weeks. Because even though it gets said every freaking game he's in, it's going to get brought up every day in the 2 week period before the Super Bowl. And it's probably going to get mentioned 3 times during the game.
He's going to be at the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be at the game. Yeah, he's going to be at the game. It's Clayton Kershaw.
Defensively, I will lean to San Francisco just because that defense has played some really good football in these playoffs. Their front four is getting after the passer. I think that is something that they can do against the Rams, get after Stafford a little bit. But I think the Rams are starting to develop a running game. They started to the last month of the season as the offense started to sputter. I think it's going to work out well for them come playoff time because they're going to be able to lean on that now. And hopefully McVay learns a lesson from taking his foot off the gas against the Bucks and just trying to run the clock out. A lesson that Shanahan hopefully learned as the offensive coordinator for the Falcons. So overall, I think it should be a good game. I don't think you can just ignore the 6 in a row from San Francisco over the Rams. I feel like I'm firsthand witness Week 18 to what a streak like that can do to you. But I'm gonna go with the Rams on this one. Get back to the Super Bowl 28-26.
All right. Offense. I gotta go with the Rams, man. OBJ has been playing phenomenal, which is nice. Hopefully they can bring him back. He's been doing awesome. Matthew Stafford's been playing at a high level, even though he ended the season towards trending down. And in the playoffs, he's been playing great. So I got to give him his flowers, as people say. So he's proved me wrong. He's stepped up in these 2 playoff games. So and in the running game, Cam Akers has been playing good. So Michelle, they're clicking. So I got to give the offense. I'm leaning towards the Rams. Defense 49ers. But it's not. I'm not saying that it's 49ers are that much better than the Rams. It's close because the Rams, man, they almost. I'm going to be honest. I was like, this is another blowout, and then the fumbles happen. I was like, okay, all right, is Tom Brady pulling it off again? No, last second field goal. So defense got to be 49ers because they beat Aaron Rodgers at home. Aaron Rodgers did not throw a touchdown. That's hard to do. Very hard. So, coaching. These guys know each other for a long time. I'm gonna keep saying it came from the coaching tree. Disrespectful that we let both of them go. Anyway, came from the Washington football team coaching tree. That's how toxic the Washington football team is. But that's another discussion. So let's get back to the coaches. Shanahan, they know each other. They're both innovative, great guys. I gotta give the edge to Shanahan because of the injuries, because the way he came into the playoffs, he limped in the playoffs, and he's flipped the switch. He started giving Deebo Samuels the ball. He started snatching people's change, taking people's bikes. So, that's what Deebo did. And I gotta give it to Shanahan. That's it. I mean, he just did a better coaching job. With Jimmy G throwing 2 picks in the playoffs. 2 crucial picks. So overall, this is going to be a game for the ages. Now, I looked this up. How many times has a team beat another team 3 times? The last time it was done, it was 2009 Dallas Cowboys over the Philadelphia Eagles. In 2008, it was the Steelers over the Ravens. 2004, it was the Rams over the Seahawks. It's a lot of course, 97 Green Bay over Tampa. That's weird. Okay, 3 times in the season.
They were in the
Anyway,
same division back then.
You said what? Were they in the same division?
I think they were in the same division.
Yeah, just like the Cardinals were in the
Cardinals weren't.
Yeah. Okay. This is before the restructure. I was like, what? All right, but so I don't know if that happens again. And I'm not gonna lie, Jimmy G scares me. And I'm gonna pick against him because I don't think that he can recover from playing badly. Dallas, boom, okay. Green Bay, barely. Rams, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think if you throw a pick with the Rams, he did it last time. But I don't know. I'm gonna tell you this: it's gonna be a game for the ages. Everybody's gonna be tuned in, including my wife who doesn't like football. She'll be forced that day. So I got the Rams winning 28-27 is gonna be a close one. It's gonna be down to a field goal. But if the 49ers pull this off, Matthew Stafford hasn't thrown a pick, so but anyway, I got the Rams though. All right, Mo, 49ers and Rams, who you got?
Right, offensively, got the Rams. They've been clicking, even with Woods injured, bringing in OBJ. He's done a great job. Cooper Kupp has just been on a tear. Their running game with the combination of Sony Michel and Akers has been looking real good. Offensive line is balling. Stafford's not turning the ball over. Defensively, I'll take San Fran. They just been playing with house money. They've been playing with a lot of confidence. They just been playing together, playing hard. D'Amico Ryans is done a great job as D coordinator. Former player from former great linebacker. Coaching wise, oh boy, I can't. I want to do a push so bad for various reasons. But I'm going to take. I'm gonna take Shanahan, and this is why. He stuck to his guns. He's used his weapons, but he hasn't forced Trey. He hasn't force feed Trey Lance into this offense like I thought he would. I truly thought he was going to try to force Trey Lance into this offense, be overly creative and do too much, and he hasn't. He's just basically said, I'm going to use what I have, and I'm just going to trust Jimmy G to not lose me games. I know Jimmy G not gonna go out here and win me a whole bunch of games, but I think we can do enough where he's not gonna lose me games. And overall the game, man, rest in peace, Fat Beezy, man. Travis, sentimentally wise, I want San Fran to win this one, but I truly believe Stafford is knows that this is his moment right here, and this is his moment for legacy purposes. I think Sean McVay also, for a legacy reason, I think they're going to smell it. A chance to play in their stadium, to win this game, and 2 weeks later play in their stadium. I think that is going to be a motivation enough. I think they're going to come out firing. One thing I will say is, and not to say San Francisco's run game is not dynamic, but I think they're going to. I think I think Donald and them are going to come out with enough juice to where if Jimmy G don't throw touchdown passes, this could be a blowout. This could get away from them. Jimmy G's going to have to throw the ball downfield. He's going to have to throw some touchdowns. And with that, I'm going to go 28-24 Rams.
All right. Corey, last one. Bengals versus the Chiefs. Who you got?
All right. So I'm going to throw something out there that I feel like might sound a little crazy for a conference championship game.
Here we go, Corey.
But hear me out. Could the AFC championship game be a trap game for the Chiefs?
Oh, okay.
I think many fans looked at last week. I know I did. I feel like we all did. And their matchup with Buffalo as essentially the AFC title game. Whoever wins that game is clearly going to the Super Bowl. Then we got a playoff classic with an all-time level performance from Patrick Mahomes. And even Vegas has come out and put the point spread at 7, which is insanely high for a conference championship game.
Yeah.
But I feel like people also shouldn't forget that Buffalo and Kansas City played a week ago because Kansas City lost to this Cincinnati team 3 weeks ago. So as for the game itself, offensively, I mean, you have to go with Kansas City. As good as Burrow and the offense and since he has been, Patrick Mahomes is just a special player. Not only has he been a guy that has come up big when his team needs him most, but just some of the stuff he does is completely insane. Some of the throws he makes, there's nobody else in football that could do. And while Cincinnati has a better all-around receiving core, at least at the wide receiver position, Kansas City has a better offensive line, and just what Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce can do in that offense is special. Defensively, I'm actually going to go with Cincinnati. As we've long talked now, Kansas City's defense is at a completely different level from where they started last year. Started at the beginning of the season. It is a night and day difference. But the Cincinnati is playing really good football on defense. They're in all 3 levels. And I like Cincinnati's corners a lot more than I do Kansas City's.
Okay.
Coaching wise, obviously, you have to go with Andy Reid. But again, I'll say kudos to Zach Taylor. I did not think Cincinnati could be this type of team this year. I thought 7 wins was probably like a really good season for them. And that would have been a major victory for them. And here they are sitting in the AFC title game. Overall, I think it's going to be a really good game. I know last week I said you have to pick Mahomes and Reed until they lose, and then I pick against them. But in my defense, Allen and the Bills were 13 seconds away from actually winning that game. But I'm not going to make that same mistake again since he's been impressive. And yes, they're playing with house money right now. They're an inexperienced team that doesn't know they're not supposed to be here. So, anything is possible. That's why they play the games. But I'm going to go with Kansas City to return to the Super Bowl. I'm going to take them 31-26.
Okay, thank you for coming back to reality. That is
Buffalo wasn't a terrible pick.
no. I mean, I could understand the Buffalo pick, right? When people pick Buffalo, I was like, all right, that's right. But I don't.
If I had to pick Cincinnati, I would have understood if you deleted my phone number and never talked to me.
Nah. So, all right, offensive wise, Cincinnati is great. You know, they have Burrow, Mixon, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, right? But after what Kansas City just did, I got to go with their offense. Everybody knows about the big names: Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Kelsey. But two people that have shown up that have, I believe, taken Kansas City's offense to another level: Pringle and McKinnon. Brian Pringle and McKinnon have taken Kansas City's offense to a different level. And I don't know if teams are game planning for them. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. So I'm giving Kansas City the edge in offense. Defense, I'm going to go with Cincinnati. I think that Cincinnati's defense they're going to have their hands full. Their corners are going to have their hands full. I think that their defense is just better. But I don't think they get to Patrick Mahomes. Overall, I just think that defense is better. Coaching, I got to go with Andy Reid. Listen, I've said this I don't know how many times I've said it. Zach Taylor's a good coach, and they're probably going to keep him for a long time. I would, at this point. I would keep him. Joe Burrow, I would keep him a long time. So, you know, it's just they might have found a duo. They might have hit, you know. So a lot of NFL teams are like that. So I mean, I gotta give Zach Taylor's props, man. I picked against him. A lot of people did. A lot of people had him finish bottom of the division, but he showed up, and now it's a championship game. But I gotta go with Andy Reid. I mean, Mo was right when he said something earlier. Listen to this. I heard this on The Herd. I listen to Herd a lot. Great guy. He said just what Mo said earlier about Andy Reid in the greatest coach conversation. When when defense was ruling, Belichick was a beast, right? Now that the NFL is catering more to the offensive side of the ball, Andy Reid has been dominating, and Belichick is not. So pay attention to that. Pay attention. Not to say that Andy Reid is going to be, but like Mo said, you're going to have to start talking about him as being on the Mount Rushmore of coaches. And I don't think he's like leaving or retiring anytime soon. For this game, listen, man, I love Cincinnati Bengals. Great story. It's a different atmosphere. The playoffs intensify, and I have the Kansas City Chiefs winning. Not only that, the last two playoff games, the Bengals have looked very beatable. And I'm going to tell you this. I know this about playoff football. If a team gets exposed in a game, another team will take advantage of that. You bet your butt that Kansas City is going to apply so much pressure to Burrow. And if Burrow gets sacked 9 times, it's going to be a blowout. So just because Kansas City's inside pressure it's very underrated. So keep your eye out for that of the offensive line coming back to haunt the Bengals. And it's going to be one of those things we're going to talk about next week that they have to fix in the offseason. So I have the Chiefs actually winning 35-21. I don't think this is going to be close. All right, Mo. Bengals versus Chiefs, who you got?
Offensively, I'm gonna take Kansas City. The run they're on now, they're catching that stride. I'm gonna take them. Defensively, I'm gonna take the Bengals just off of what they've been doing. The Kansas City just kind of didn't kind of look a little lost out there. I understand Honey Badger, but I love Honey Badger's leadership, but they look just dangerously lost in the secondary. So I'm more like what have you done for me lately type than overall body of work right now. So we in the playoffs. Coaching wise, Andy Reid, no knock on Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor's done a phenomenal job. 3 years there. I think I saw a report or was out there that they were seriously thinking about firing him after year 2. But they stuck with him. They gave him a chance. They say, hey, let's get Joe Burrow back. Let's draft Chase. Let's bring a lot of free agents. And one thing I like they did is they brought a lot of free agents in there for low value that nobody wanted no more. They didn't go after big names. They went after people that a lot of teams just didn't want anymore, and brought them in off 1-year deals, 2-year deals, and they're hungry. And they're hungry to prove they can play. You look at Eli Apple out of New York, from New York Giants. You look at a Chib from Dallas. You look at a couple of others that have come from places where teams just gave up on them. And who's going to win this game? I don't know if Honey Badger's playing. I don't know the update currently for him. He's going to play. If he doesn't, I would say this game would be closer because that secondary looked bad. And no disrespect, but Cincinnati's passing game is better, if it's on par, if not better than Buffalo's, and Buffalo is just shredding Kansas City apart. But to James' point, also, if this is remotely, I won't even go as deep in to say 9 sacks. If they give up 3 or more sacks, this could be a blowout. This could get ugly real quick, real good and quick. And if you look at parts of that game, when Tannehill was not turning the ball over, he made some throws, and there were some leaks in that secondary. And Brown had a couple of wide open, but he was running wide open. So, and I think Kansas City smells blood. I think that game with Buffalo, to win that game like that, I think they ride that momentum. I'm going to say 35-20, Kansas City.
All right, Craig, Bengals versus Chiefs. Who you got?
Well, on the offensive side, I'm taking the Chiefs. I think the Bengals have a really good offense as well, but they don't have Patrick Mahomes. I like their wide receivers better overall as a group. I like the Bengals wide receivers. I even like their running back and Mixon better, but it's just Patrick Mahomes and the tight end and Hill. Like, to me, that's enough from what I've seen. And the fact that Cincinnati was only able to put up 19 points last week. Granted, they were getting, the offensive line was getting torched, but sometimes a couple of times they just couldn't punch the ball into the end zone. So I got to give it to the Chiefs offense and what they did, especially with 13 seconds left. I mean, that's enough for me. The defensive side, I'm going with the Bengals slightly, I guess, because the Bengals, now they haven't played the same type of competition, or at least they haven't played a team like the Bills, I guess, in either one of the playoff games, but they're holding teams in the red zone, 2 for 8. They had the second or the third best third down percentage in holding teams on converting third downs. They're only giving up 17.5 points a game. So the defense is solid, but I think it's part of the competition that they played. Now, when they play the Chiefs team, they can do the same things they did against the Chiefs like they did against the Raiders and the Titans, then, yeah. But I don't think that's going to happen. But as of right now, though, I'm still picking the Bengals defense slightly just because their numbers are up there. But at the end of the day, it's still about the competition that you play. But the coaching obviously goes without saying. It's Andy Reid. Zach Taylor's done a phenomenal job this year. Getting his team to this point it's crazy to me. Like, already in Burrow's second season, I went to the AFC Championship game. And but Andy Reid, this team was 4-5, I think, at one point in the season, and then now they're in the AFC Championship game. People were talking about they were done or what's wrong with them and whatever. And now the team looks like nothing. Like, you wouldn't even have to question it of how their start was at the beginning of the season. What is crazy about this to me is that this is going to be the second straight year that the team plays against another team at their home stadium for Super Bowl. In my opinion, I picked the Rams and I'm picking the Chiefs, and it's the same team. The Chiefs playing a road game in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, I don't know what's going on there, but at least their offensive line is healthier this year.
A lot healthier.
And their offense just looks a lot better in the playoffs than it did in the regular season. But the same thing can be said for the Rams. But I'm picking the Chiefs. I'm going 34-24.
Yeah, it's gonna be some good games, man. I'm looking at this article because I was trying to see if Tyrann Mathieu is gonna play. Andy Reid thinks he will. They said he's doing good. I think it's gonna be the same thing like Bosa, where he got concussion in the first quarter, like Bosa. I think that's why I said I think he's on track to play. I don't know for sure, but I just read an article that they said that he's trending upwards. And this guy has San Francisco beating the Rams. It says he's beating them 24-21. I don't know about Jimmy Garoppolo.
I don't want to see Garoppolo in there again. Yeah.
If he throws a pick, I don't know. You know,
San Fran's defense has been really good in these playoffs. I don't know if it has been dominant enough to offset this level of play from the quarterback.
Yeah. It's going to come over to a turnover.
Yeah.
It's going to come over to the turnovers, man. It's going to be if Matthew Stafford throws a pick, it's going to hurt him. And if Jimmy Garoppolo throws a pick, it's going to hurt him. But I think more so Stafford throws a pick. If they each have one interception, I think the Rams could lose. Because I think Jimmy G is throwing picks all playoff season. So the Niners still play tough on him. I don't know how the Rams, because Stafford has not. I don't know how the Rams respond.
I mean, Stafford hasn't thrown a pick, but the offense fumbled the ball away multiple times, and the defense responded.
That's true.
So
The defense, that's true.
it's not like, lack of interceptions has not equated to lack of turnovers for the Rams.
Yeah,
fair.
That's true. I don't see that happening again, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be two really good games. I want to see if Cincinnati's ready to. I think they have they arrived? You think they've arrived?
Who?
Cincinnati. They're young. This will be a good step for them, but
I'm trying to think who to compare.
You think they're gonna do? Will they be in the playoffs? Like, do you think next year they'll be in the playoffs?
Yes.
I mean, you look at the division, and the Steelers are likely to take a couple of steps backwards. At least as of today, Cleveland looks like they probably won't be quite as deep a team.
No, they're talking about
Baltimore
will have to add
be
pieces.
good.
They have to be healthy.
Yeah.
I think Cincy easily enters the season as the favorites to win the North.
Yeah.
AB
says
because now it's more attractive to go there. Because look, now it's more attractive to go there. When nobody really trying to go there, there's no big time free agent. But now people gonna look at it like, oh man, I got a chance to play with Joe Burrow.
Cincinnati don't pay people, man. They're
That's
gonna pay
fair.
Joe Burrow. They're gonna pay Joe Burrow. They need to fix their line. I think they get a good line. They're straight, but they don't pay people, so we'll see.
Hey,
so James,
I just saw Bucky Brooks first mock draft yesterday. He did one yesterday. Listen, if we pick what he said we're gonna pick at 11, I might lose my whole marbles, man. He talking about we're gonna get Matt Corral, quarterback from Ole Miss at 11. I'll lose it. I'll lose my mind. I'll lose it. Don't do that.
Jeez, I hope they
ain't worth it.
They're better off getting that. I want to get that corner out of LSU.
Oh yeah, Singletary. Yeah.
I would like him. I don't. I'd rather test the free agency. You can get Matt Curley, you might as well start Heineke for another year. I don't see. I don't know if these quarterbacks are worth it. What's up, Corey?
So since we only have 2 games on the docket this week, I came across a trivia question to throw at you guys to see if.
We could do that. After that, we can wrap up. Cool.
The 3 of you guys can get it combined.
All right, trivia. Okay, let's go. Let's see.
So I don't know if you saw the article or not, but came across one. There are 12 quarterbacks in NFL history that have won multiple Super Bowls.
Okay.
Can you name them?
Montana.
Bradshaw. Oh yeah.
Joe
Wait.
Montana, Bradshaw,
Tom Brady.
Troy Aikman, Tom Brady,
Elway.
Manning.
John Elway, Peyton Manning,
Manning.
Eli Manning.
Eli Manning, Ben
Ben.
Roethlisberger. Smash
Ben
Ben Roethlisberger.
Yep.
Hold on, where we at? 8?
Yeah.
8?
Uh,
We got 3
hold
more
on. Did
left.
Starback win too?
Bart Starr. Bart Starr.
Star and Staubach.
Oh yeah, that was it. No.
It's 10. We
Oh,
got
where
2
we at?
more.
Got 2 more.
2 more.
Oh, did we say Steve Young?
No, he did.
He did
He
not.
didn't win
He
too?
only got
Nah.
one.
Oh,
Only got one.
ooh,
Only got
yeah.
one.
Oh.
Oh,
Bob
he-
didn't
he
win
only
two.
got one,
Bob only won
two.
one.
He only got 1, 2. Hold on. I gotta go back through the Rolodex. Wait a minute. Okay, that's good.
Rogers only won one.
Yeah. Oh, what was
Wilson only won one. Wilson should have two. Wilson should have
Yeah,
two.
he
But he
should
only got
have
one.
to. He only
Should.
got one.
Yes.
But he only got one.
Just see that now. These next 2 are gonna be old school.
They gotta be old school. We got all the that I like to have.
Ooh, could it be?
I will say I got 11 of the 12. The 12th one did get me.
Yeah. All right, we're at 10, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like once you say the other two, I'm gonna be like, oh wow.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, man. I'm not giving up. I think I can get
I ain't
this.
give it up.
Hold on. What was his name? Damn. What was his name? Oh man, they might have only won one. Oh, why should be some journeyman quarterback? No. I'm trying to think of
He
teams
only
who
won
won.
one.
I'm trying to think of teams who won. He only won one.
Yeah, Brad Johnson only won one.
Oh, did he win 2?
Might have.
Who?
Hold on.
Who was
Oh
the-
nah, Kurt one only won one.
No,
Right?
no.
Kurt one only won one.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking about Hostetler won that one. No, because they only have 4. Okay, almost got me. I was about to say somebody, but I remember Hostetler won. Yeah, it was
Phil
Hostetler.
Sims ain't won 2.
No, Hostetler
No,
won 1. Yeah,
yeah. Phil Sims won one.
Did the Raiders?
McMahon only won one, right? From the Bears,
Yep.
right? He only won one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we're at 10. Craig, you don't got any?
I gave you Peyton, Eli Manning, Tom Brady.
He be like 2 quarterbacks.
I gave you like 5.
These guys got to be old school.
They are. I'll give you that. They are.
Well, well, he might.
Who?
John Unitas? Did we say
Nope.
him?
Only won one.
He only won 1. That's right.
Only won one
Because
Super Bowl.
Super
His other
Bowl
championships were pre-Super Bowl
championships.
era.
That's right. 2. He's never won 1. Watch, it's a random quarterback.
One of them's a Hall of Famer.
1 is a Hall of Famer. Not that one.
Fran Tarkenton? No?
Nope.
All right.
Not Barstar.
I don't think he ever won one.
I don't think so. I was naming it.
Not him. We said Bradshaw. We said Elway. We said Montana.
What's the guy that played for what's the guy that played for the Jets? That was drunk.
Namath.
Susie Colbert.
Namath, he only got
He
one
only won 1, and he's in the Hall of Fame because
because of that one game.
That
Yeah.
one game. It wasn't. No. Oh, no Redskins quarterbacks because it was all
Nope.
one.
They had 3 different ones.
3 different ones. We already said. What's his name? We already said the Dallas quarterback, of course.
Yep. Aikman and Staubach.
Maybe
Yeah,
Aikman.
Staubach created the Hail Mary. Yes. Oh man, one quarterback's in the Hall of Fame. Did anybody say Dan Fouts?
Never won one.
Dan Fouts.
Hey. So Hall of Fame
Fouts never went to one.
Oh,
actually.
man.
It's a Hall of Fame
Oh,
quarterback,
man.
I believe, though.
Listen. Oh,
Some of the.
We might as well.
Yeah,
All right, what is it? What is it, man?
All
I
right.
just seen it. I just seen
So-
it too.
Oh, look at
Oh,
you.
The
Oh,
Hall
my
of Famer?
gosh. Don't say it.
Yeah.
Corey, who is it, man? I'm going to post it.
Hall of Famer for the Miami Dolphins, Bob Greasy.
Ah, that's
No.
right. Because
I swear I was about to say.
that's right, Bob Greasy, because they beat the Redskins in one, and they're they're still undefeated. They hold that.
And the other
They
one
went through y'all.
from the Raiders,
I knew it. I just can't remember his name.
Jim Plunkett.
Jim Plunkett.
Oh.
I knew it. I was like, because I was thinking, I was like the Raiders. Yeah,
See,
they
I
were-
couldn't decide if it was Plunkett or Stabler.
Stabler,
And I
yeah.
guess Stabler, and I was wrong.
Yeah.
Stephen got one.
Yeah, because remember they were good with Madden and they were good with what's his name?
Yeah, he only just went into the Hall of Fame.
He just went to the Hall of Fame. He just went there, but he should have been in there. He should have been in there. I don't know why. He was the first Latino head coach actually to win the Super Bowl. Tom Flores.
Yeah, there we go.
Tom Flores. Yeah, man. Raiders were good. They were good. So, damn. All right. That's good. I'm going to post that, man. Yeah, man. That's good trivia. 12 QBs. I like that. All right, guys. It was great. Please be safe. Enjoy this wonderful playoff weekend.